bulking. Know your limits. Very important for guys like me. If you've ever followed my channel, you know we lost an incredible amount of weight in about a year. Whenever you're bulking, though, for guys like me, if you're a fucking skinny guy naturally, you can disregard everything I'm saying. For you, it doesn't really matter if you overshoot that much because you have a natural metabolism that will get you down to your set point. Now, for guys like me, if you hold fat easily, even if you gain muscle relatively easily, which, you know, I do, but, you know, the problem for a lot of guys is they're hard gainers, you know, a lot of skinny guys, really skinny guys who have a hard time putting on mass. But I got to tell you guys, if that is you, you actually have the ideal body type for bodybuilding, for aesthetics. Maybe not for powerlifting. That's more to do with strength and neural connections and things like that. But you know, you actually really have it good if you're a naturally thin person. You have it way better than somebody like me who really has to watch the calorie intake. So again, if you're really skinny, you can disregard what I'm saying. It doesn't matter if you overshoot as much because it's going to be easier for you to get down. But you know, if you carry fat easily, if you add fat easily, whenever you're bulking, it is very important to keep things in check. And before you start a bulk, which I've been on a bulk, well, I guess I'll go back and say, you know, I did a video not too long ago, about a month and a half or so, maybe 2 months or so, about saying, you know, it's time to bulk up a bit. And at that time, I did have an idea of the diet I was going to use, but I ended up throwing that out the window because I had been so low carb and so low calorie for so long. I said, you know what, let me just take 3 months, these last 3 months of the year. Today's Thanksgiving, by the way. Let me take the last 3 months of the year because we're going to have Thanksgiving, we're going to have Christmas shit and all that dumbass shit. And I'll just eat what the fuck ever I want. We'll just straight up dirty bulk, you know. In these, like in this past, a little under 2 months, I've probably had 18 pizzas, you know. That's more pizzas in 2 months than I've had in 2 years. If I up my carb intake too quickly, I will add weight extremely quickly because what happens is you start to super compensate. And, you know, I knew that would happen, but you know, like I said, I just said, fuck it. Let's just take these last 3 months of the year. Then on January, we will go right back into an extreme cut, not necessarily extreme cut, but we'll just start our cut again. That was the plan anyway. But like I said, whenever you're bulking and whenever you can hold on to fat, it's very important for you to set limits for yourself and stay within those limits. It is so easy to overshoot, at least, you know, for someone like me. It's very easy for me to overshoot on weight. I can gain weight, all kinds of weight, very easily. So it's very important if you're like that, if you have that kind of a metabolism, of that kind of a body type, it's very important to set standards and goals that you do not overshoot. If you overshoot too far, especially if you know, I've been 365 pounds, that was my highest, you can get back to that really fucking fast. So in under 2 months, coming off of basically the anabolic diet with some straight up keto here and there, I kind of modify the anabolic diet a little bit, but you know, we'll just say basically anabolic diet, which is pretty much, you know, keto through the week and then carb up on the weekend. And that's after a 2-week induction, so-called induction, you know, phase to get your body used to using fat for fuel. And I have found that is necessary. I've also found that it seems that for me, going full keto for a month doesn't seem to produce any better results than going keto for 2 weeks and then having carb up days on the weekend. That's just me. Yeah, I mean, if you do better on full keto, you can try that as well if you want to use it for weight loss. But anyway, under 2 months, yeah, I started I wanted to get down to 225. We got down to 225. And that's when I started to bulk up. And about a week, and I said, just fuck it. I'm just going to do straight up dirty bulk just because it's fun to do that. Now, my strength went through the roof. Now, not on lifts like, say, squat or deadlift, unfortunately, because as I've talked about before, you know, I have injuries from weightlifting from when I was 14 years old that have just stayed with me, you know, throughout time. They never go away, unfortunately. So you have to work around them. You have to lift a little lighter than you would like to. It's not ideal, but it's better than just, you know, some guys, they'll say, well, that lift's hard or that lift hurts, so I'm not even going to do it. Well, I'm not going to fucking do that. Fuck that. I'm still going to do the lift. I might have to lift a little less. Some days I might have to lift a lot less, but I'm still going to do the fucking lift, you know? I mean, don't be a fucking pussy just because it hurts. Work around that shit. So unfortunately, things like deadlift, I mean, they did go up, no doubt, but not as much as I wanted. A squat didn't go up as much as I wanted because my knee keeps sliding out of place, which is unfortunate, but you know, it comes with the territory. But something like shoulder press, like in under 2 months, it went up 50 pounds. 50 pounds on my max for shoulder press, standing shoulder press. That's pretty impressive for under 2 months, especially for someone who's been training as long as I have. You know, if you're a newbie and you're starting out lifting just the bar and you add 50 pounds, that's one thing. But once you're already lifting sufficient weight and then you go up 50 pounds in under 2 months, that's pretty damn good. So, you know, the dirty bulk worked for me in terms of strength, in terms of bulking, in terms of muscle. Obviously, I'm bigger overall. Obviously, my face is fat as fuck right now. FatSquatch. You guys can call me FatSquatch now. What's that fucking dude? Chris Jones, who always says the return of Fat Jones. This guy never gets over 220. Like, what the fuck, man? You're not fucking fat. Fat Jones. Shut the fuck up. The fuck you talking about? I'm not shitting on him, by the way. He's got a pretty good channel. Oh, I don't really watch that much. I don't really watch that much YouTube. But Fat Jones, yeah. Guy's 220 max. I'm 260 right now. 260. Now, this is the fucking thing. This is the whole point of the video is you have to set limits, especially if you're going to do a dirty bulk, and especially if you have the genetics that you just hold on to weight, that you gain weight rapidly and quickly. And if you have been on a severe diet or almost any diet really, where you've been cutting calories, especially long term, and you go back to eating normally, you are going to add weight much faster than a normal person would who is eating a balanced diet. And then they just start adding a little more, maybe 500 calories a day or so to start bulking up. You know, if you're down to 1,500 calories a day and you're working out 2 hours a day, and then you all of a sudden go to about 5,000 calories a day, which online calculators will tell me that's what I should be taking in, about 4,500 to 5,000 calories a day in order to gain mass. So you instantly start taking in that much. You know, your metabolism is not going to respond like that. It's just not going to happen. So again, like I said, I knew that would happen. So that's why it's very important to set those fucking limits. Now, of course, you don't want to, you know, hang all your goals around your weight. That's stupid. That's where a lot of people go wrong. It's not, if you're a power lifter, that's not going to work. If you set your body weight, if you set your goals around your weight instead of how much you're lifting, instead of body composition, if you just set it purely on weight, and this is where a lot of females go wrong too, is they get a number in their head and they think, I want to be 120 or 110 or 105 because so-and-so actress is 105. Well, bitch, it may be better for you to be 120 and to lift some fucking weights and add some fucking muscle. You know, the number on the scale is not telling the whole fucking story. But it's very important, again, if you're going to do a dirty bulk, specifically dirty bulking, and you're not counting anything, you're not really watching anything, you're just fucking eating everything and you're working out hard. It's very important to set weight limit goals. Set weight goals, weight limits. And also use that in combination with the mirror. Now, like I said, I started about under 2 months ago. We started the bulk at 225. The idea was to go 3 months. Unfortunately, the metabolism didn't respond as quickly, and the weight gain didn't level off as quickly as I hoped it would, which is something that's unpredictable. You know, I even tried cutting down calories to sort of stabilize the weight, you know, still be above what I need, still be completely anabolic 24 hours a day. But, the weight gain didn't suspend itself. It didn't level off. It should level off. If it doesn't level off, you just have to cut back. So that's where we're at now. So in under 2 months, did I already say how much I weigh? I don't remember. But in under 2 months, you know how much we gained? In under 2 months, keep this in mind, this is under 2 months. And the point of this video is know your limits for bulking, because you can undo a shitload of work in a very short amount of time. So go into it with your eyes open. I'm not sad or upset or anything like that about it. I knew what would happen. That's why I set limits. This is something that I wanted to do. It's not a problem. And, getting the weight off is not going to be a big deal. But anyway, 225, what we were almost 2 months ago. Today, we're 260. So that's like what, 35 pounds in under 2 months. That is fucking insane. But that's what happens. That's what can happen, especially when you've been on a diet long term. I mean, look at all the people from Biggest Loser that lost hundreds of pounds, and then within a couple of years, they put it all back. They put it all back on plus more. I mean, there's a reason why diets fail something like 95% of the time, 98% of the time. It's because people think they can go right back in to eating so-called normally. Now, for me, normally is way more than likely what you eat. I have a huge appetite that is pretty much never get full, ever. I just don't have that hormone that makes me feel fullness, at least with carbohydrates. Getting full on carbs is almost impossible for me. Now, I know some people say you should eat carbohydrates because carbohydrates make you full. Well, in my opinion, that's complete and utter bullshit. What makes you full is protein and fat. That's what really makes you full. That's what satiates you. So that's what works for me anyway. So 35 pounds in under 2 months. Strength went up a lot. Muscle went up a lot. I'm definitely a lot larger. I don't necessarily like the fat part of it, especially that accumulates around the stomach. It's pretty interesting though, how you can watch the fat cells that you have been shrinking for, 2 years, and you can watch them balloon back up again. It's actually kind of an interesting thing. But again, that's why you need to set your limits. You need to fucking set your limits and don't go over them. So I set myself a limit of 250. I hit 250 within 2 weeks. So at that point I said, fuck it, let's just go full dirty bulk. If we're seriously going to hit 250 in 2 weeks, that's fucking stupid. And then it would go way down to like 238, and then up to like 241, and then up more to 248, and then went up to like 253. And I said, okay, we're going to cut down our calories this week, just so we don't overshoot anymore. And even though we cut down calories, we still went up 7 pounds in a week. So, I was going to go ahead and start the keto again. But like I said, like Thanksgiving was coming up, so it wouldn't make any sense to have started it this week. So 35 pounds in under 2 months. I mean, if you're not of the mindset, if you're not purposely doing it, like I was purposely doing it. I was purposely trying to gain weight and strength. A lot of people, they're not doing it on purpose. They think, okay, I've lost 100 pounds or I've lost 150 pounds. Now I can eat whatever the hell I want and as much as I want, and I don't have to exercise. Doesn't work that way. You can undo a year's worth of work in 4 months, in 3 months. If I would go another month, I would easily hit 270 or 280. Easily. Because that's how my metabolism works. And I'm working out 2 hours a day, by the way, 6 days a week. The workout hasn't changed. It's still intense. It's still 2 hours. A lot of that food is being put to use, but I'm still probably 1,000 calories over a day or more. Now, a lot of what I have is water. No doubt. A lot of it's water. If you're going to bulk, especially if you're a guy who has put in a lot of time to cut down, or a woman, whatever, to cut down, realize that you are going to have to pay even more attention, especially if you're going to go the dirty bulk route. If you're going to go the dirty bulk route, I mean, like I said, 35 pounds in 2 months. Can you imagine that? 35 pounds in 2 months. I weigh more today after just 2 months than I did at the same time last year. Like at the same time last year, like the accumulation of like 1.5 years worth of work to get down to about 240 or so And then I eventually got down to 225, but after a year and a half or so, it was like 240. And then to go from 225 to 260 in 2 months. I mean, that just shows you how quickly you can undo so much fucking work, especially if you're not paying attention. So if you're bulking, if you want to bulk, fine. If you want to go dirty bulk and you've been dieting a lot for a long time, over a year, and you want to take a couple months to eat normally, that's fine. Just don't get back into the habit of saying, well, I gained 10 pounds. Okay. Well, I gained 20 pounds. Okay. Well, I gained 30 pounds. Well, maybe I'll start on a diet again. And then you get back into your old habits of, well, I'll start tomorrow. I'll start Monday. I'll start next week. You know what I'm saying? I mean, that's how it goes. You have to fucking stay on top of this shit. It can get out of hand quickly. So anyway, that's the whole point of this video, is things can get out of hand a lot quicker than you think. Even if you put in 2 years worth of work into something, 3 years worth of work, 10 years worth of work into something, it can easily be undone in a couple of months. A couple of months. Imagine that, a couple of months. So, I mean, how long would it take you to lose 30 pounds or 35 pounds, you think? I mean, it's probably going to take a normal person. I mean, hell, a lot of people, it can take a fucking year to lose 30 pounds. I mean, it took me about a year to lose 30 extra pounds after losing like 120 or so. It took like a year. So you can undo all that work very quickly. Now, again, like I said, I did it on purpose because I really wanted to focus on strength for a while. And I just wanted to sort of relax the self-control muscle a little bit, because you can get burnt out, you know, after 2 or 3 years or so, 2 years or so of just constant low calories and constant willpower. You can burn out, but don't let it get out of hand. You know, if you want to bulk for the rest of this month, you want to bulk from today, which is Thanksgiving, all the way through, the new year, go ahead and do it. You know, go ahead and do it. Have fun. You know, if you're a social person, which most people are social people, and that's fine. You know, that's not me. That's not my thing. But if you want to do that thing and go out and fucking do what the fuck ever you like to do, eat whatever the fuck you want, do it for a month. Just don't let it get out of hand. You know what I mean? Do it for a month. I mean, you're not going to fuck up that much in a month. I mean, you can, but getting back down is not going to be as hard as it was originally, as long as you keep your mindset. All right. Keep that fucking Sasquatch mode mindset, you know? I was thinking the other day, like after putting on 35 pounds, I looked like the Michelin Man. I looked like the Michelin Man fucked the Sasquatch. So I'm not going to end this year above where it was last year. Now, again, keep in mind, weight is not the only goal you should be having. But in my case, you know, I can't be 260 or 250 or 240 and be, naturally anyway, and be, defined in any sort of way. You're not going to find that in a natural person at my height being 240. It's not going to happen. Enhanced, yeah, that can easily happen, enhanced, but natural 240 with, you know, some real definition, maybe a genetic freak, but more than likely not. I mean, possibly 230, possibly 220 is possible, 210 is possible, 200 is obviously possible, 180 would be super shredded. I don't want to get down to the 180 though. We set our goals at 250. We went over by 10 pounds just because it was going to be a holiday. So I said, fuck it, I might as well go one more week. And so coming up next week, we're going to go back to keto. And I'm going to do either 2 weeks or 4 weeks. I don't know yet. We'll see. I'll probably just do 2 weeks and then go anabolic diet after that. But the goal is now to lose 20 pounds in 1 month. So we gained 35 pounds in almost 2 months. We can easily lose, but hell, I'll probably lose 10 pounds in a week. It's a lot of it's water. So the goal is now to lose 20 pounds in a month. So that way, hopefully, whenever we start the year, we're starting from at least below where we were last year. But even though, you know, keep in mind, like I said, weight is not the only dictator of your of your progress. You know, even if I'm 240, which I'm 260 now, so if I lose 20 pounds, it's 240. So if I'm 240, which was about what I was last year, even if I'm the same weight, I've actually progressed way more. If we only concentrated on that number of just the weight, well, that's just a false indicator. You say, oh, well, I have made no progress. That's not true. We've made all kinds of progress in muscle size, muscle definition, how much we lift, all kinds of things. I mean, to be 240, to wear a 36 waist at 240, to wear a large shirt at 240 is pretty damn good. I'm not just saying wear it tight. I'm saying wear it and be sort of loose. Not around the shoulders, not around the back, but, around the stomach, which is, that's what you want. So weight is not the only predictor. However, if you gain weight easily, definitely go ahead and set a goal in your head that you don't want to go over. If you're going to do that dirty bulk, it's very important. And if you get off track, don't get in that mindset of you get off track one day. So then what do? Well, I got off track yesterday, so I'm going to just go ahead and go off track the next day and the next day and the next week and the next month. And that's how it goes on and on and on and on. And that's how almost everyone from The Biggest Loser gained all of their weight back plus more, because they lost the mindset. And that is going to be the number one predictor of your success in any fucking thing you do. Your body can fight you for sure, and you may not get what you want without having some extra resources. But your mindset is what's going to get you there above everything else. Okay? So just don't fucking lose that killer instinct that got you into this in the first place. If you were super fucking fat and you wanted to lose weight and you did, and then you fucked up, it's fine. Don't worry about it. Don't stop working out. Don't stop making plans to lose the weight. And actually, whenever the diet starts, stay the fuck on it. It's not that hard. All you do is don't put food in your mouth. That's it. Keep your protein fucking high and don't put food in your mouth, especially carbs. I mean, I don't fucking get this. I understand eating disorders. Trust me, I understand them intimately. And I understand how hard it can be. But at the end of the day, you just have to, don't put shit inside of you. Okay? That's what it comes down to. I know it's easier said than done sometimes, but now that I'm in a controllable level, which for me, a controllable range is about 200 to 250. I have a nice range that I can control things very well and still be strong. But coming down from that, originally from over 300 pounds, from 365 pounds originally, I lost a lot of strength. So now the goal is to lose the weight again, which again, like I said, 20 pounds in a month won't be hard. Getting back down to 225 won't be that hard. We've already done it. We done it 3 months ago. We did it. It's not that long ago. It's not that hard. We've done it before. I've done it before. I'll do it again. It's not a fucking problem. Except this time, we're going to pay more attention to the strength and make sure the strength doesn't go down, because that's how you really make gains. If you consistently just lose weight and lose strength, and then you have to build back up, and you end up overshooting and getting fat, and then you have to cut again. You keep this fucking back and forth of gaining weight and gaining strength, but then you lose that strength whenever you lose the weight. So don't get caught in that either. That's another thing you can get fucking caught in. The weight up and down, the strength up and down. So I just got to make sure this time, since we're in that controllable range, to not lose any strength and to in fact increase strength, which I think we can do it. I'm pretty sure I can go ahead and increase strength a little more, because even though we're going to do some extreme weight loss here in a month, it's possible I'll lose some strength. I shouldn't though, because it's just a month of intense weight loss. And then after that, we'll go to something more that will work better. So we shouldn't lose any strength, and we'll make sure we're just losing fat and no muscle, or at least very, very minimal muscle. And then once you get into your acceptable range, which again for me, an acceptable range is somewhere between at least to be like somewhat cut, would be between 200 and 225, possibly. 230 is a possibility. It's a possibility, but somewhere between there. Once you get in that range, you can just work things around. You can bulk a little, cut a little, and that's when the recomposition comes into play. But if you've lost a lot of fucking weight, as someone who's been there several times, is to lose the weight first. So if you have 50 pounds to lose, if you have 100 pounds to lose, you need to lose that weight first. Okay. You need to work out too. You need to lift weights too. That's going to preserve your muscle. But I wouldn't personally personally, I wouldn't focus on just getting stronger. Now, if you're a noob, you're going to get stronger no matter what. Even if you're eating 1,500 calories a day and you're 100 pounds overweight, you're still going to get stronger. That's noob gains. That's going to last you for about a year, probably 3 months to a year. You know, some people say 3 months. I say probably a year, but that's me. But if I continue to just press the strength, you know, I'm not a power lifter. That's not what I want. If you are, you know, then, you know, do whatever you want. You know, ignore everything I'm saying. But for me, I want to have somewhat of an aesthetic. I'm not huge on having, you know, a tiny, tiny little waist. I'm more about just being large, jacked, I guess you would say, than technically ripped. But that's just me. So we'll be down before Christmas is the idea, to get down to 240, 235, somewhere around there. And I'm really comfortable in that area. I'm really comfortable. My body's very comfortable at 241. For some reason, it loves 241. You know, I can, as long as I keep the carbs in check, I can eat whatever the fuck I want. As long, like I said, as long as I don't go over on the carbs, I can eat a shitload of meat, a shitload of really fatty shit, bacon, you know, eggs, a shitload of food. As long as I keep the carbs in check, and I won't gain weight. I'll get stronger, you know, but I won't gain a lot of weight, well, a lot of fat anyway. I'll just stay in the area, and I can recomposition, whatever, recomp. 220 is pretty functional. You know, 220 is a pretty functional weight as far as like running around, jumping around, and doing shit like that as well as being able to lift a lot, at least for me. So we're 260 now. We gained 35 pounds. Just to wrap up, we gained 35 pounds in under 2 months, doing a dirty bulk, eating whatever the fuck we wanted, pizza, donuts, everything. Shit ton of cookies, shit ton of weight gainers and mass gainers. 35 pounds. 35 pounds. And now in 1 month, we're going to lose 20 pounds. So that is the plan. And the plan is to keep all the muscle and all the strength gains that we made, because that is the whole point of bulking. If you bulk to gain strength and you just lose it in your diet, then there's no fucking point in doing it. You might as well just keep your calories low all the fucking time. All right. And just fucking get shredded as shit and not worry about strength. Within a month, we'll be down 20 pounds. We'll be within our comfortable range, and we'll go back into Sasquatch mode. But right now, we're going to go into cut mode so we no longer look like FatSquatch. All right, guys, do that bulk. Enjoy this time if you're a social person and you like to fucking go out and eat shit or drink shit or whatever. You know, have fun with it. And instead of treating it like, oh no, I've gained a shitload of weight or anything, use it as your bulking time. I mean, the winter is the perfect time to bulk anyway. So just use, you know, eat all the fucking cookies you want. I say fucking go crazy. I mean, that's my personal opinion. Just fucking go crazy. Eat whatever the fuck you want and keep working out though. You will see the strength gains come. But again, don't overshoot too far. Do not overshoot too far, because you can undo a lot of work if you continually overshoot. So set the goals, stay within the limit, but go ahead and have fun if that's your fucking thing. Go ahead and have fun. And the new year comes around, hey, start that cut again. Get cut down for spring, summer, and, you know, carry on. I don't know what else to tell you. All right, I've talked way too long, guys. I got shit to do now. So, Sasquatch mode, all that dumb shit. Oh, we're going to be on some supplements too. Burn XT, I like this shit. Lean XT, I like that. Still have some of this left. Andro Surge. And we got some Primus Surge too. So we're going to take this shit while we're at it. All right. I like this shit here. It actually works pretty well. All this from Jacked Factory. All right. 35 pounds up in 2 months from a dirty bulk. Now we're cutting down. We're going to lose 20 pounds in a month.